Hi, I am Kerie Crystal Moonrise, and I am a singer, songwriter, producer, music producer, and an intuitive reader of tarot and oracle cards. And if you have landed to my channel for the first time, thank you for visiting. And I hope you are inspired by what we both discover together as I do this reading. And if you are a returning visitor, thank you so much for coming back. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to be doing a message of the day of inspiration from the tarot, okay? And then I will pick a card from the Crystal Intentions Oracle deck. All right, so that is my intention. So let's see, let's begin. And if you like this video at any point during the course of it, please feel free to give it a like. This is an energy exchange, so like doesn't cost anything. It's just pressing the button. So thank you. And consider subscribing if you're not a subscriber. All right, so I am going to call on my higher self, Holy Spirit guides, and angels of the highest white light to please help guide a message of inspiration for the Divine Collective. And I am going to sage my cards here. All right, give it a shuffle. And then we'll begin. Holy Spirit guides, angels of the highest white light, and higher self, please help guide a message of inspiration for the collective for today. Thank you. What is the message of the day that can be offered as inspiration for the collective? Thank you. And I will have the link to these decks in my description if you are interested in acquiring these decks for yourself. And I'll also have a link to the crystal of the day, so if you want to get the stone or any jewelry pieces for yourself or as a gift for someone else, I'll have a direct way of how you can do that. All right, message of inspiration for the collective today. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to, there's a bunch that came out. I'm going to take them all and let's see what the story is. And if I need to pull any more, then I will for clarity. All right, so we are starting with the Magician card. My goodness, how many came out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. So we've got 10 cards here. I'm going to see what this story is. So we started with the Magician. Then we go to the Knight of Wands. To the King of Cups. To the Eight of Swords. Okay, I'm just going to show these to you and then I will take a moment to see what the story's saying. To, what is this? The Ten of Wands. To the Queen of Cups. To the Nine of Pentacles. The Fool card. The Five of Swords, and the Two of Cups. So hold on a moment. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Okay. So starting off with this Magician card, it's referencing, you know, having tools and resources. You've got all the tools at your disposal to manifest what you want. But you're manifesting something. Just give me a moment here. King of hold on. I see some, a little bit of trickery going on here. So I just kind of want to understand what is going on here in this story. Queen of Cups. King and Queen of Cups out here. Okay. All right. So here's how this is going. So with the Magician card, we've got the tools and the resources that we need to manifest what we want. Okay, we've got all the tools. I mean, this is a major card here in the deck. But then we've got this Knight of Wands. So this is signifying that there's some type of other energy coming in with a skill set. An energy that's coming in with a skill set, okay? When I say energy, a person coming in with a skill set. And then we've got this King of Cups. So this King of Cups is signifying like emotional fulfillment. You've basically arrived at a king status with your emotions energetically. But then we've got this Eight of Swords. So what is going on in the scope of being bound? Who is bound here? Who is not seeing clearly? Someone is not seeing clearly. And I think it might have something to do with this Knight of Wands. Because you're taking all of your wands and you're basically packing up and going somewhere else with all of your ability to manifest. So perhaps you were bound, but now you're moving on. You're moving somewhere where you can manifest a little bit easier. Sometimes environment changes can help, recalibrate our energy, our vibration, our frequency. Sometimes we may find ourselves in environments that just aren't conducive for really allowing us to be in the frequency on a consistent basis to manifest what we want. And so sometimes picking up and just kind of taking the initiative to change your environment is what may need to happen, which would, kind of explain a bit about, feeling bound in a situation, because being bound in this situation when there's this fulfillment, but perhaps this is not your fulfillment. Perhaps this is someone else's fulfillment that's tied to this. Okay, hold on. So we've got the tools and resources that we need. Someone's coming in, but perhaps that someone who's coming in is not coming in to help. Perhaps they're coming in to hinder and to, perhaps they don't have the best intentions, and which could potentially leave you feeling like this. Or perhaps you're in a situation where someone, kind of came rushing into your life who didn't have good intentions for you, but they benefited off of what you were able to offer, which left you feeling a bit, tied up and bound and just kind of unable to really move as best as you could if the environment was different. So, you're picking up and leaving that environment and taking your skill set with you. Because wherever you're going, you're going to land in a space where all of that effort that, was put into creating this energy of King of Cups, you're now able to create the same for yourself in a different energy of Queen of Cups. And then that leaves you feeling quite accomplished, right? Quite accomplished. We see she's kind of hanging out with the birds. She's got all these pinnacles, all of this, growth behind her with all of the, the plants and the trees and just the life surrounding her. So perhaps you're just on a whole new beginning and you're just like, I'm just going for it. I'm just not quite sure what's in front of me, but I'm just going to go for it. Perhaps you're in that type of a state of mind. And, whatever you had to do here, to kind of pick up and move on and be in a different environment so that you could really land in a more emotionally fulfilling situation for yourself. Somebody's not happy about that. But this represent you perhaps making the right decision to move on past whatever was going on back here that left these individuals feeling a bit defeated. But you were able to put yourself in a different mind space in order to accomplish your goal for even more emotional fulfillment. Oh my. Now I hope y'all heard all that and that my mic wasn't even on all of that time. So I'm going to give a recap. You have the tools and resources at your disposal, okay, to create and manifest what you need in your life to move forward. Perhaps there's some, folks that come into your life, our lives, that are rushing in, on this horse with this potential of assistance. But perhaps, the intentions may not be in your favor. Perhaps those intentions are in someone else's favor, right? Someone come rushing in to quote unquote help or to be there, but it's more so for their advantage and not yours, leaving you feeling a little bit like, what's going on? Why is this happening? And how do I move past this? How do I get out of this mess? Right? So then you just kind of take your tools and take off. It's a lot that you are carrying, a lot of weight, a lot of burden, perhaps, a lot of potential with you that you're taking, because you know what you're worth. You know what you're worth so much that you're taking so much action in order to land yourself in a Queen of Cups energy, basically, which is fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, and just stability, and being able to have, the green pastures and just being in a place of contentment, which is signified here with this card here of the Nine of Pentacles, content and perhaps content by yourself, and being able to manifest and create and be abundant and be okay and, live your life. Live your life, not quite sure what's in front of you, but you want to experience that joy, that happiness, that peace, and you don't care what it looks like. You're just gonna move in the direction of where you feel that is. And you had to cut some people out of your life in order to accomplish that. So sometimes being in a space of this energy, it may feel a little scary, a little unfamiliar, a little, whimsical. You just kind of like, la 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 la, I don't know what's next. I'm just kind of like doing something different. And sometimes you have to cut some people out of your life in order to move in a different direction, in order to reach the different levels of success and abundance that's waiting for you. But then this Two of Cups card is signifying, although you may have had to do some things by yourself to reach your goals, and although you may not know quite where you're going, and you had to cut some people out of your life in order to get where you're going, perhaps all of that was to still land with emotional fulfillment, with whoever that special person is on the other side that's waiting for you. All right, so let's summarize that. So I would say enjoy the journey. Sometimes we just don't know how things are going to look. Sometimes when we're feeling all, just kind of tied up and bound and just not quite sure how to get out of the mess we may have put ourselves in, sometimes we have to make some tough choices and decisions and move on with all the skills that we have, but in a different direction, in order to feel a different level of fulfillment into our lives, to reach some success, and some abundance. Sometimes by ourselves, and not really knowing how that's all going to turn out. But sometimes when you have to cut people out of your life in order to accomplish that, you can still be emotionally fulfilled or find emotional fulfillment with whoever that special person may be. All right, moving on. Crystal. Let's get a crystal. This just flipped. I didn't even really get a good shuffle, so I'm gonna do a shuffle, but it was rose quartz that flipped. Right, rose quartz. This speaks of love, so I'll keep it. It flipped right away. I allow love and open my heart to attention, affection, and my romantic partner. It's just right in line with what we just discussed here. And then on the other side of the card, it says, attract your soulmate. Look at that, right? This is, you attracting your soulmate, that other part of you, that partner who's, waiting for you once you get your act together. Once you come out of this energy and, make those modifications, changing your environment, and setting yourself back up for success, to get that abundance, to not know where you're going or not be comfortable, to be uncomfortable with where you're headed and not to have all the answers. Sometimes we don't have all of the answers. And sometimes, cutting people out of our lives who are not really good influences for us, for whatever that could mean, for you. Sometimes in order to get your vibe right, you have to cut some people out of your energy in order to get that emotional fulfillment, to attract your soulmate. So let me continue with this card. Attract your soulmate. Increase feelings of comfort and acceptance. Amplify unconditional love. Cultivate good friends, family, and work relationships. All right, so thank you so much for taking the time and being patient with me as I kind of dug into what this particular story is for someone out there. And if this was helpful for you, consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And thank you so much. I am Kerie Crystal Moonrise, singer, songwriter, producer, music producer that is, and intuitive reader of tarot and oracle cards. And thank you so much for your time, your attention. And I know I've said "and" a few times. Thank you. Have a great day. And the links to these decks are going to be linked in my description. And while you're in my description, check out my music. All right. Have a fantastic day. I've sent out some energy. I'm going to reel my energy back to me. Send your energy back to you. I'm going to ring the bell here. Thank you so much for your time. Have a fantastic day.